Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
If you're an entrepreneur and your business is not yet registered, if you're looking to grow your registered business, or you're an accomplished professional, our Elevate program supports you with access to finance, access to markets, access to capacity building. Sign up now or refer a friend at ecobank.com/elevate. Elevate by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Yëpp lay fay. Sant Yàlla. Looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
It's Tuesday, the 18th of August, 2026, and you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. We're live on 92.1 megahertz on the FM band for our audience in country, across the Gambia, and globally. You're hearing us on www.wcr.gm. It's 4 minutes past 9 o'clock. Now, last Tuesday, businessman Julakay was here making a case for his proposed high-rise development in Lamin and expressing his frustration with what he said were obstacles being placed in his way by the Brikama Area Council, BAC, and its chairman, Yankuba Dabo, in particular. Well, those claims have since generated a response from the council and chairman, while the Lamin Village Development Committee, VDC, has also decided it wants to set the record straight, and we welcome that. And so joining us this morning is the secretary to the VDC, my own brother, Mr. Yusufa J. for Joseph Gomez, and also joining us is Bakari Babai Bojang. He's a close aide to the village alcalde. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Nantoi Unda.
Thank you very much, Peter. Baran.
Thank you, Peter. We really appreciate to be here on this wonderful program, Coffee Time.
Thank you very much. You know, you have a terrible brother, so when you go tell him, I say he is terrible. That's Jami Ike Bojang, by the way. Let me begin with the most fundamental question, Yusufa. Julakay Marina says he is trying to bring a major investment to Lamin, potentially creating businesses and jobs. But he also suggests that the local authorities are frustrating his efforts. So from the perspective of the VDC, the Lamin Village Development Committee, what is the real story behind this proposed development?
Thank you very much, Brother Peter. I'm not calling you uncle. Because I'm your senior brother.
You know, they say, you can senior everybody except your senior brother.
And thank you to viewers and listeners to this very important program, Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. We thank all the viewers and listeners globally and at home for tuning in or viewing us live. Actually, Peter, thank you for inviting us because we were also privy of watching or listening to what Ansumana Marina, a.k.a. Julakay. Actually, if he had not touched or mentioned the community of Lamin, because he is saying, I think he said some small people or small boys are harassing him from Lamin. If he had not mentioned the name Lamin community, we were not going to come here today. When he was talking about the Brikama Area Council and its chairman or administration, unfortunately he mentioned Lamin. And that's why we are here, to get the record straight.
Yeah.
as a village development committee legally registered, it is prudent that we come here to shed light, especially on the allocation of the land to the Brikama Area Council that subsequently allocated a piece of land to Julakay to do his business. Let me pause here. Maybe my brother.
Yeah. We just want to hear the real story behind this property and the proposed development, how it was allocated, how we got where we are at today.
Thank you. I will say Uncle Peter, though you're my brother as well, but I will say Uncle Peter. We will take this opportunity and show you how we appreciate the community of Lamin, who are a keen listener to this program, and of which the whole nation is informed, and you bridge a gap between the government and the population by sharing information. There are things that if they are not cleared, but they are cleared here.
Thank you.
By inviting your guests from different institutions. We really appreciate it. Like what my brother said, Yusfa, if Lamin was not mentioned, the Alcalo was not mentioned, the name of the chief was not mentioned, the VDC was not mentioned, we will not be here. Because what we know is this land Lamin community have entrusted this land to Brikama Area Council. And then we listened thoroughly to this, the interview with Uncle Julakay, I will call him, I will give him that bit of respect. That he owned the land, and he have been holding this land for 20 years at some part. Some party will say 25, 4 years, of which there are a lot of inconsistencies in his claim. Because I sitting in front of you here, I was a revenue collector for Brikama Area Council. And that time coincided with the allocation of this market. I was stationed at Lamin as the revenue collector, and the allocation of these canteens to the applicants, the women at the market. I was there. I was the one who was filling the forms. Then the late Master Anebaji was the planning officer at the Brikama Area Council. I was with him on the field, and then what was said to us that the portion he was claiming that Julakay wants to have a restaurant there. And then the application went through the Brikama Area Council. So hearing him saying that he owned the place, and then he had been holding that place for 20 years. First, I will tell you, Lamin relocated to that market in 2007.
Oh.
If you calculate that from that to now, it's 19 years. Yes. We are not even to 20 years yet. So there are a lot, he said, and then of which we are here to categorically deny, and moreover, his claim that he owned the land. And then we have proofs to show that if you own a land as a landlord, why are you seeking for, why are you paying for rent? I don't think, Uncle Peter, yourself, you are paying rent in your own compound.
No, I'm not.
Yes. I would give Yusufa to comment. There are more to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how he, got the land, how he got the land allocated to him.
Thank you, Brother Peter. I think Babe has touched on it because the previous market was in the heart of the community, just by the highway. But later it was adjacent, close to the market, and definitely as Lamin was expanding, that place was too small to accommodate both the market and the mosque. And the people of Lamin thought that it's not even ideal to have the market and the mosque side by side. That's the time the market was located, and we were lucky to have that space. That is part of they call that the area side 3.
Okay.
That was leased. The community leased it to then the Department of Research, the Department of Agricultural Research at the time, now NARI. So then there was need to relocate the market. And as I said, Baba will tell you the dimension of the area that the people of Lamin donated, sort of. They donated it to the Brikama Area Council because the councils, local councils, are responsible for markets, management of markets and car parks. And that's the time it was donated. Actually, from there that he, among others, just like what Baba said, had interest to do business around that area. And I think the Brikama Area Council, if you look at the rejoinder from the chairman of the Brikama Area Council, he has written.
Unfortunately, we didn't see that response.
Okay. Yeah, he has written to clarify everything. And as he said, this was as early as, some 20 years back. Julakay didn't even know. And the area is mentioned here for the market. Then, according to the then chairman of the Brikama Area Council, because I spoke to three different chairpersons, former chairpersons of the Brikama Area Council, about the allocation of that area. And what they told me that they gave that person a piece of land through lease 7 years initially. And Julakay should be paying 40,000 per month. But unfortunately, he only paid once. It is in record. I want that to be in record because they told me, and it was corroborated by other chairpersons who said the same thing. They were just frustrated with Julakay that he has not been paying. He defaulted all along. And what really triggered us, he has been occupying. Currently, he is encroaching into public space. When I say public space, he is extending. He has been extending. From the original allocation, I think he has done almost 3 extensions. The current encroachment now has touched the Lamin Central Car Park and a portion allocated to our Lamin Tailoring Association to put up their building for their stalls and whatever. So that's why we wrote a petition to the ministry dated on the 1st of June to highlight what is happening there and to say that we are not happy as a community seeing this guy, encroaching into public space. And that's this is the petition that we wrote. And last week, I think, last week, we were there to make a follow-up to the petition on Monday. And I think maybe that triggered him running after hearing that we were at the ministry.
You were at the Minister of Lands on Monday?
Yeah, on Monday. Tuesday he came here.
And Julakay was on coffee time on Tuesday?
Yes. But let me pause here. Maybe Bakari can give us more information about the area allocated. We have the documents here that was initially allocated to the market. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Brother Yusufa.
You can actually bring your book of notes, in front of you, the notebook, yeah.
Okay. Like what you said, the historical part of this land, this land belongs to Lamin. Lamin have listed this land to agriculture for a time. And there was a time that when the former president was on his tour, Meet the People's tour.
Which of the former presidents?
President Jammeh.
Okay.
President Jammeh was on his tour. He came to Lamin, and then the market was moved from where you have the Lamin Mosque.
Yes.
Because the mosque and the market were...
They were side by side.
Yeah, side by side.
Sometimes, in fact, some of the stalls were right in front of the mosque.
We
remember
up to a time when it was moved before the NTC, we were occupying someone's land, and then that person came and needed his land, and then we were moved again to another part of the NTC. Up to that time, when the President Jammeh was on his tour, came to Lamin, the women cried to him that they need a market. And I could remember his response was, you sold all your lands, you don't even have a place to spit. If you can show us a land, then we'll build a market for you.
Okay.
Then John P. Bojang, Master Bojang was there, late.
Yes, the late John P. Bojang, yes.
Though I'm not going to I'll mention some people who are late, but some are still alive, just to prove our case.
Yes.
John P. Bojang and then late Asad Salah was the Minister of Agriculture. Through their investigation, we come to know that the lease between Lamin and agriculture expired.
Oh.
So that's how our people took upon themselves meet the authorities. These were they are living witnesses who are still there. I can name a few of them.
Sure.
You got my father was part of the team. Late Alcalo Mbemba Bojang. John P. Boja was part of it. Late Sirifo Baji was part of it. Kuru Konjira, who is still alive, was part of it. Jerending Sanyang is still alive, he was part of it. Late Ike Sar was part of it. They went through this to the governor and then meet with the agriculture for our land to be returned back to us. This process went through. The land was returned back to Lamin. And then that was the time that they saw the government that there is a land. There is a land available that a market could be built in coordination with the Brikama Area Council, with the government. Lamin got this market.
Okay.
So when Lamin got this market, and then this was a time that I was a revenue collector. I was a revenue collector at Lamin, I was stationed in Lamin. Then late Dembasanya was the chief, because he became chief 2005. Then I was in Nema Congo. Then I was moved to Lamin to come and then be beside him as a collector.
Okay.
And then Abdul FM Baji was the governor at the time of they are giving this the allocation of this place as a market. My father, Mbemba Boja, was the alcalo. Usman Gay, the present chief of All Yundum, was the chairman of Brikama Area Council. Bala Musa Cham was the CEO. Amasane Baji led was the surveyor. So I was there. All the forms that people who are applying for a space at that market, the forms came to my office. I was the one who was filling the form, giving them canteen numbers. But for Julakay, he went through the area council. I was there when they said, Julakay want a space. He said he want to build a restaurant. And the place was given to him because he want a bigger space than this. But there was a businessman at Lamin. They have the biggest shop in Lamin, and then Lamin people were benefiting a lot from that shop. So those people also need a space. I could remember my father called Masane Baji and told him that I'm a businessman, they want a space at the market, and they make sure that they also have the space. When Masane mentioned to him that there is a space that they want to give them, my father said, no, these people also need to have a space there on the front of the road. So I remember he told Masane, if they don't get this space, everything would be cancelled. And the space was given, the size of the land which was given to the market, including where Julakay himself is. On the top of the road is 148 meters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
The side that you have Julakay is 38 meters, and you have 16 meters, you have 62 meters, 43 meters, 50 meters. At the back, you have 115 meters, and the other side, towards the southern side, you have 150 meters. That's including where Julakay is. Okay. Because the land was in two portions. One part for the market, the other part for a car park.
Okay.
So Julakay, the land is given to him for a restaurant, and it has been allocated to him by Brikama Area Council. Like what my brother said, it was allocated a lease of 7 years with a payment of $40,000 per annum.
Oh, it's per annum, it's not per month?
Per annum.
Per annum.
Per
okay.
annum,
okay.
those days.
Okay.
And then if we are in a Western world, like what he's killed, Julakay must be in jail for defaulting his tax.
Because according to
Yes.
Yusufa, he paid only once.
We met with, when this issue came, we met with, we were invited at the Brikama Area Council by the chairman on this issue. And then one thing I want to one point I want to make clear. Lamin VDC is a well-informed VDC. We have people at our ranks who knows and who are very cautious of whatever how VDCs operate. We have likes of my brother, Yusuf Gomez. I know if I mention Jame Ike Boja, who is our chairman.
No, he's a great man.
Yes.
Right.
Jame Ike Boja. And more of them. Even one of the guys who was working with the Gamworks, Ibrahim Solo Jaju. Then he knows how this market came about. We become an area council working with Gamworks to build this market.
Okay.
So when we were invited, we went and met with the chairman. Become a council chairman. We always met with him when it comes to development. But there wasn't a day we ever discussed politics. Because Lamin, if you know Lamin is one of a community that we don't deal with politics on tribal lines and all that thing. No. We coexist. And then we discussed on this. When he invited us, shown us these documents. At our shocked, when we saw the lease, that's where we say, hold on, what is going on? And then he told us Julakay was there for him to stamp, to give an approval for his building. His magnificent building, he said. And then when we looked at it, we have the document here. Uncle Peter,
Dated.
yeah, this Uncle Peter, in the little experience I have because I have a construction company, and then we know when a project is for real, we know what it means. What Julakay showed us was just an elevation of a plan. There was no ground floor plan. There was nothing, only an elevation. We can go on AI and generate a plan because we have the plan here. This is it. There is no floor plan, only an elevations. These are the two elevations there. That's why Jame Bojan said it looks like one of the buildings on this Batin Hardin Highway. So when we went there, and then this lease, when we looked at the date, the land was leased on the 12th of March, 2026. And then in his claim also, we heard that he said he have a certificate of occupancy. Certificate of occupancy is a document you acquired first before a lease. And with that certificate of occupancy, there are 3 signatories on it. The alcalo would sign, would be the first signatory. Then you have the chief, and then the CEO of Brikama Area Council. When we looked at the document, there wasn't a copy of a certificate of occupancy. We only saw a lease. And then, so when Yaguba showed us that, we took a copy of that document, we went to the Lands and Survey. No, we went to Lands and Survey first, met with the director, Fatih, to ask him about how this lease came about. Because on the application, there is a portion that was signed by the director of lands. The VDC, under our with Jame Bojan as the chairman, with some members of the VDC, we went to the director, and then we asked the director about the authenticity of this document. And then what he told us was, there was a letter that comes from the Ministry of Lands, were minuted to me, so I've signed. So we took up, we said, we're not going to stop here. We went to the ministry. On the day they have their SMT meeting. On that day, luckily, we went there, the minister himself was there. And when we get there, he invited us, he welcomed us to the meeting. Then the director of physical planning, and even the director of lands was there. His senior management was meeting. So when we went there, we told him, we are here pertaining to a land that we sold a lease by Julakay. And then we are here to inquire about that. The minister categorically told us that, yes, Julakay was here in our SMT meeting. He came here, and then, what is it? Is at your right to write a petition? He said, okay, that's fine. If that is our right to write a petition, we would. We went and wrote a petition. This was in June. This was in June. A petition was sent to the ministry and the relevant other ministries. So we sent in a petition. We were sitting waiting for the response of that petition. And that's where we saw Julakay came in to coffee time, claiming he is aware that Lamin people have filed in a petition pertaining to this land. And then also what he's saying that we never met with Julakay at that site.
Never?
Never. Lamin VDC or Lamin authority never met with Julakay at that site. But what happened was, there is an association, Lamin Tailoring Association, who applied for a space to the village authority. We wrote to the VDC, Alcalo, and Alcalo wrote to the VDC, and then the VDC wrote to Brikama Area Council for that space, and it was approved. That space was given to the tailors. So the tailors are the occupants, or are the people that this particular portion of land is given to. And what I would say is, Julakay's land and what he's claiming, what was so on the list, was never been given to Julakay.
But the land allocated to the tailors,
yeah.
Did any of it come from the original allocation to Julakay?
No.
Okay.
Can I?
Absolutely.
In fact, Peter, whilst we were waiting for feedback on our petition dated on the 1st of June, because we were directed, advised by the minister, Honorable Minister Ahmadba, during that session. We didn't even sit down. He just told us, if you feel otherwise, write a petition. We came back and wrote a petition dated on the 1st June, stating all the facts there that we have. This petition was copied to the Chief of Staff and Minister of Presidential Affairs at the Office of the President, Solicitor General and Legal Secretary, Chairperson National Human Rights Commission, the Ombudsman, Governor West Coast, Director of Lands and Survey, Chief Executive Officer Brikama Area Council, Chief of Busumbala District Ward Councillor, our Lamin Ward, Alcalo and Council of Elders Lamin, Chairperson Lamin VDC, Chairperson Market Committee, Chairperson Lamin Car Park Committee, and Chairperson the Lamin Tailoring Associations. While we were waiting for feedback, this Julakay brought in some people from the Department of Physical Planning in Brikama who came. In fact, he first went and saw a police officer by the name something Jaban to ask the taxi drivers not to park close to his place because he owns that area. And upon when we got the information, we went there. We went to the New Yundum police station to inquire whether they gave that authority for that police officer to go and harass the taxi drivers. Unfortunately, that information didn't come from them. That directive didn't come from them. So we lodged a complaint. Then, I think few weeks back, he came with some surveyors from the Department of Physical Planning office in Brikama. They came, asked people not to operate around that area. By then, our Tailors Association have started digging their foundation for their facility. He came, those people came, he didn't come, I mean. The technicians from the Department of Physical Planning in Brikama came and started installing pegs in that area, encroaching into the garage and also occupying the portion given by the Lamin elders for the Tailoring Association. So this is why we had to go this last Monday to report the matter. Yes, we have gone to check whether to get feedback on our petition and also to tell them to ask Julakay to restrain him for not to do any activity around that area. So this is why we are here. Let me first retract a little bit. When that land, we understood that the land that was leased to the agricultural Nari people got expired, we made a master plan of the area, Site 3. That included the disputed land that was allocated to Suku Singate, very big chunk of land. Thank God, with the intervention of the government, we want to thank the government for the timely intervention. The land was, recovered, and the land has been divided into two halves. The other half has been given to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the other half given to Lamin. Currently, we are building our own mini stadium. Oh, okay. We want to invite you.
Oh, you're building on yours has already started?
Yeah, the community, yes.
Well, we are waiting for, the new national stadium.
In that master plan, Peter, we've identified all the necessary social amenities that include a primary and a senior secondary school, skill center, mini stadium, market. That's the present place that we are at. Fire service, fuel station, post office. By then, post office was booming. Car park, health center. These were the amenities that we mapped out in that master plan. It's still with us here, and this was done August 1998 by the Brikama Area Council Physical Planning officers then. So why we came here is the main issue is about the lease. The lease.
So he's got a 99-year lease. He
dated 12th of March. If he's claiming that he owned this place, how many years back?
Since 2007, you said.
Is it now that he's coming to lease the place? Why? Why is he leasing the place this year? And as Baba has said, where are the original documents? Because in the lease process, number one, transfer of ownership, occupancy, and all those things.
So you're saying he does not have occupancy?
No. We didn't see it. It's
and
not attached here.
Your Alcalo, who should have been a signatory to whatever is on the lease.
Yes. We are challenging that to the highest level. Let him produce it. And I think the rest, Alkali Babai, the rest, the Brikama Area Council will take.
Okay.
But why we are here today, the reason why he mentioned the community of Lamin. As I said, we are represented here, the Lamin community is represented here by the VDC to set the record straight.
Okay. All right. So he said he wanted space to build a restaurant and conduct his restaurant business. Did he ever use that space for that purpose?
Yeah, there was a time that his initial building, there was a restaurant that was operating there before. But now when you get there, stores. He built small stores, like over 20-something stores.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then just also to Uncle Peter, to debunk one of his claims that he owns the place. We got a correspondent here from Brikama Area Council that Julakay himself wrote to Brikama Area Council. This was dated on the 3rd of June, 2008. 2008, he wrote to Brikama Area Council applying for a parking space for the restaurant. He wrote the letter. If you don't mind, I can read it.
Yeah, well,
yes.
This is your opportunity.
Yes.
I mean, you've come here to clarify.
He wrote this letter. He said, I hereby write to you, council, to apply for a parking space at the bar and restaurant built at Lamin village. After building a bar and restaurant, I realized that there is no space where customers can park, and without parking space, it will seriously hinder the business as many customers come with vehicles. I also thank you and the entire staff of the council for support you always give me, and hope this issue will be given a preferential. This was written, and then Brikama Area Council replied to him on the 8th of July, 2008. An approval for parking space. I wish to notify you that the management has given an approval to your request concerning a parking space. Please be informed that the space measuring 15 meters by 41, that is the second extension, 15 meters by 41 is being approved for the said purpose on temporal basis. Be aware that the land remains to be council's property, not part of lease, not the part that they lease between sublease to him, between he, Julakay, and Brikama Area Council.
And that lease was the 7 year?
That's the 7 year.
Just 7 years.
Yeah, to make it, it's not part of the lease area. And then in the regards, there must be, there must not be any sort of extension or otherwise on this property, on this particular space without council's approval. Now, all those are breach.
So we've given you 15 by 41.
Yeah.
It cannot even be 15 by 41.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to interject here, Peter, go to that place now. There are canteens on the northern side by the new road leading to CDC Mankumbaya. Canteen of almost how many? All in all,
Over
just
20,
like Baba.
26.
He has put in canteens on the northern part. He has put in canteens on the southern part, but towards the market. He has put in canteens in front of his building. And I think if you count all those canteens, it's almost up to 20.
Yeah.
And he's charging, as we speak now, some are being charged for 15,000, 10,000, you know, per month. That's what he's charging now. So, for me, I think he's just being greedy. Why should he go further to encroach on a public space where, human activities is going on there? I mean, the garage, and where we have allocated space for the Lamin Tailors Association. I think he has started getting a lot of money. So he wanted to get this additional piece of land to build stores now to face the eastern side, to face the market.
Yeah, but in the agreement, was he allowed to go from, restaurant to what he is doing now? And if that is against the, the spirit of the agreement, why is the VDC not acting? Why is Brikama Area Council not acting?
Yes, because what is it? When we entrust this market to Brikama Area Council, we expect Brikama Area Council to take the responsibility of it. So once we saw what is going on, when we smell the rat, that's the time we start approaching. We approach Brikama Area Council pertaining that place
to say that this has gone from being a restaurant to
Yeah, we asked them, what was your agreement with Julakay pertaining to this land?
Oh, okay.
We've been inquiring about this thing almost years ago.
But they are saying even the documents, the original documents,
they
could not find it on the file, and even Julakay. But for me, what really surprised me, Julakay said he owns the place. Where are the original documents? He said they are lost. He said when he was arrested by Gambia, they were lost. But if you think you own the place, Peter, my title deeds, where I kept
the document should be somewhere.
Yeah.
If it's not...
But he said he cannot produce it.
And Brikama Area Council cannot produce any document either.
And we believe maybe there may be some foul play. Anyway, let me stop. I don't want to hold brief here for the Brikama Area Council.
We'll try to get
it is incumbent upon them to also, as they did on social media, to go ahead and really clarify. Yes, clarify
One
this.
of the point that one of the correspondent also I want to go through just to show that Julakay himself admits that he don't own that place. This he wrote this letter also from Julakay National Holding Company Limited, dated on the 6th of April 2009, when he wrote to Brikama, because Brikama Area Council, they've been pursuing him for payment of this annual rent. And he wrote a letter, he said, rent payment at Lamin. I first of all write to apologize for the delay of paying of the rent at Lamin at Lamin, which is due to the business stagnant we involved in for the past years. But we are now looking to settle down and start operation as normal. Therefore, I am appealing to your council through your very good self to give me 6 months, 6 months to settle the rent. We, while looking forward to your expedient consideration and understanding, I once again thank you, council, for your generosity at all time. So in this, even a layman would understand.
Yeah. Because the word there is rent,
rent.
Not rates.
Not rates, rent.
Okay.
Not rent.
You pay rates on your property,
Yes.
but hopefully you don't pay rent on your property.
Yeah, you don't pay rent on your property. Because why I say that, there wasn't a document that shows ownership. If Julakay could provide, because if I thought you said you have your documents, certain institution would have a
Copies would be somewhere.
But there wasn't any.
So there are no copies at Lands, there are no copies at Brikama Area Council.
Yeah.
He cannot produce copies.
But thank God.
And ordinarily would the Lamin VDC have been copied, in such documentation? But on a normal circumstances, if somebody has a property that was issued to them by Brikama Area Council, would the Lamin VDC, be issued with a copy of that document?
We should be.
Okay.
We should be. And then also, Uncle Peter, on that side, what I'm saying that Julakay claiming for the ownership is what brought in Lamin.
Okay.
Because it was when it was heard by our elders, they were not happy with it. Yeah. But thank God, they got a very functioning VDC who knows where to pursue and how to pursue these issues. Because we did it, and then we came out victorious. But this time around, because getting even this document, Brikama Area Council have to search into their archives. And God, because crime can never be perfect.
Yeah, this is 2009.
2009.
2 years after he was allocated.
2008.
So, but he's saying that he got this land for 20 years, 24, 25 years. Lamin relocates onto that market is 19 years to today. Because that was in 2007. This land, the market, the land is solely belong to Lamin. We solely belong to Lamin.
Thank you, Alkali. In fact, Peter, that's why, you begin to wonder. With the correspondence that Baba has read here, and if you compare this recent lease, it's a bit confusing. Okay. We are saying Julakay is doing what he is doing now because of this latest list of dated 12th March. And that's why
the authenticity of which you're challenging.
Exactly. Yeah? We are appealing to the Ministry of Lands, because they are the ones who gave him this recent list, to kindly ask Julakay to restrain from encroaching into the existing public space, being the market. That's the only car park that we have serving all the satellite villages, Mankumbaya, Daranka, Kerewan, Kubariko, Mandinari. That's the central car park where people converge and then take vehicles to go. If he's encroaching into that land, I think it doesn't tell well. We are saying let him stop at that.
You have a place for a central car park.
Yes.
We don't have, and we know how we are suffering.
And furthermore, Peter, with the land that we have, that has been given back to us by the government, and I would always say we want to thank few people here. Principally, the President of the Republic. He has stood to make sure that justice has taken its course. The former Chief of Staff, Honorable Motke Sise, who is now the
Trade
Minister, has stood also, has helped us a lot. The former Lands Minister, who was overseeing, our friend, our schoolmate, my classmate, Babukar Boy, has also helped us, to recover that land. We are saying thank you. And currently, part of the land we have as Lamin, we are intending to allocate 100 by 100 for a national car park. We have our space there. We also want to allocate additional land to the Brikama Area Council or to the market to expand the market, 100 by 100 in that same land. Before that land was demarcated, the people of Lamin allocated 100 by 100 to the Ministry of Health through the local government ministry to build a new central medical store. The first phase has completed. They are into the second phase. So, for the people of Lamin, we are open for development, and as he said, we are a development-oriented community. Two things that we want to be clarified. Let him not bring partisan politics.
I was
into
going
this
to
thing.
ask whether this whole thing has unnecessarily been politicized.
No, he is trying to do that. He's trying to do that and trying to link the Brikama Area Council to that and the people of Lamin. I want to say here on record that the people of Lamin, majority of them are supporters of the ruling party and the president. He is no a bigger supporter than the people of Lamin. So he has to know that. So when it comes to the truth, let's talk the truth. But let him not bring hypocrisy, trying to mix people together. It doesn't augur. And currently, this year is an election year. We don't want him to bring chaos into Lamin.
All right. We have 10 minutes remaining. Part of Julakay's conversation was carried out in the Mandinka language. And since you are here, maybe use that 10 minutes now just to summarize what, your purpose here is and, what the message should be, to Julakay himself, the people of Lamin, and Brikama Area Council.
Yes, Uncle Peter, thank you for giving me that opportunity. And then, I'll say that in Mandinka. Comme mi en sijarek lamen momo lamen lo lamen lonko satelom mi alonko kaira satelom lamen mu satel mi alonko mol man ni problem olom because min kete nga leadership le soto nga nyaton ko le soto min yalonko ye kalam taroke andi yalon ko fengo fe mi anko yiri walom pour kana lamen e ko le nyini lamen man ke satete mi nyanta min ka yirwa bay anden ko yirwa mu feneti mi yalonko nanate ya aka alim ku jamale kana wo kankan nan be mi tandi la folo be min na diamo bita dame bolo Julakay ati katun ngai kuma jamale fo lamen authorities kay tandi ko nyin keno akamin fo la atele tamu ni keno nyin ne man ke Julakay tati lamen ko la keno muy la keno leti momo ye lamen long ko lamen mu satel ti miano ko nga keno di jamale la abuko ne chori saf lamen keno lo lamen ya dile airport extension lamen ya dile yes St. Peter's je lamen ya dile ni na even kasukuro be lamen bi ni ka dun ka mol ke dame mi la be mu lamen neti lamen mu satel ti miano ko ni na je e man si fatam fan so long politiko ne man ke kuti miano ko ay lamen tala njolse mi tandi Julakay la ko lamen ni la fa development no nane ini lamen ko lesi because ni na petition o jibe na petition ngo blabi jele nga safe ko Julakay na ni lamen yesi ani Brikama Area Council mbega mfango je nyinko kono lamen la fita development bal kaka na fenta mim manke tati because mim bije ni koy bokela historically akamunto ko ngaje ko yenna sate doyale na sate na alfale je ko yennenne andu ngoma ke fenti mi yalo ko because lamen nse kuma kedi tandi ko yella men je lamen ne tamandir nya soto be abay ni alkalo na la bulunda soto ibe bolje yela lamen na council kabilo elder soto kabila nya don kol soto yebo nan je yena lamen VDC soto yebo je ko yena lamen sport committee soto and in the youth group so lamen there is a cordial relation between these administrations in lamen nka kalam tale ko ku na be ken kanyo informele so kule bika ke miyalo ko isafo ko nyim parti do ma kalamuta so mbo yitandel mina Brikama Area Council tol ngani bla dita Brikama Area Council lela anene man bo Brikama Area Council kata buldo kono nsemi dandi ko Brikama Area Council Lamin ye keno chike ya di wolle Julakay wolle keno chike ya di Julakay la sai ni luwas la na ta kabe kela sai o kabe kela sutioti wobe dulal nte lamente sonna ye si yoje andu be kan la mansa kunda e ko mansa kunda e tollom lame luwa bunyale ye luwa horoma ye mansa kunda bunya ye mansa kunda horoma because nim mansa kunda tambita silale lami yalon ko asilo nyinyata bake moreover nyin president Adam Barrow comme alaji Yusuf ya fonyami mba tentula mba jayila ko mansa kunda kaka koronto ka keno cikare kadi mola e nyantela due diligence kelal ni nyinin karo ke tumando bade yin liso mindi Julakay la ita dilal so o kan ntolga petition o mi safe mbe wole lamoy kan mbe sila mbe loi bunyala mbe mansa kunda bunyala mbe outcome of that petition o nyi mba lamoy la.
You want to say something in Mandinka?
Baraka baba ekumo be banne just ka foko nga kuol domandoma nga sambani silole la yaje nin ma sambani silola mbe fola silola so nga fo angale kango jang akana bambu politiko koma akana bambu politiko koma na mu politique mansa kunda fa salati mamira la men fanan la men mansa kunda fa sala jamal le bije so asa hakilo tu dron akana politiko sambana nyin kuonto ka foko kuo dunta jana finta jana no ngatani bundala mo ni lafta kuol bukotani ko ma bundala katani nyato bundala so wokan Peter Gomez ngeje bake pour en commande janyami pour une finance na kumofo lamen la carola ko ngami fo naman lamen commande nu naman lamen to fonu ntinanu nja na danta no brikama area council ani yankuba na la mol ntinanu nja barika bidako lamen kol kate haras wala mu karas tiyote ani telu association hani tol VDC fa ma haras de andamana naje na sonkata barika fay ko alafta dulami ngabala garaso kono ay fatajela ay danga be dami ngana kaytu dol jube ay je soto nyaa.
Okay, well that partly answers the question I'd like us to close with. If Julakay were listening to your conversation now, what would you say directly to him about what the Lamin community wants from him before this project can move forward?
First of all, I think let him do the due diligence, in the sense that let him go back to the Brikama Area Council and regularize whatever is not being perfect. Number one, the original documents. Number two, how did he come to get this lease document? And number three, please let him not bring party politics into this. Yes, this is purely developmental. He cannot go and hide behind party politics and trying to mix people together. We are in a election year, and people should not be unnecessarily be agitated. It's going to be very serious. So he has to move away from that.
Yes, coming for the same of Mandinka Kamala. Julakay Lamin Musate de Mialonko, il a fait Yiruala. Lamin Musate de Mialonko, business opportunity nanata we embrace. Coming a meet and in a diamokono. Lamin ye kenol chikale adi molale. Business lal bijele nene monene mamoi. Mini alonko ina bebe malseto jele. Inene mansi ya claim ko blanyi muitality. Julakay ntolsa min faye aina ni Lamin Brikama ere kansulesi. Nani Lamin Brikama ere kansul sita. Nin kachata mbe nyomo ila. Comme surual ka fo nyame rek ñaka waxtaan moy am way ñaka dego. No, lol amut. Nin kachata mbe nyomo ila. Because development mu feneti ate mi tandi ko ani business comme yuso me ni tata ni bag dola abe kole yala le pour yena ini moleje ba nanata ni ñato bundala ani Lamin sita ani Lamin sita Lamin VDC ani Brikama ere kansul sita ñim projet ko say mbatata be takam ba ñaje projet ko mantano akala investor borda wole salon ko kule bije min keta mi yalan ka manga ani dulay dofo ako atele Lamin marché ke boom bo jeytande ko no Julakay wodla amanke president barola silo na fe wodulato wole wodulat bomti katum mobe alone biring operation cladi road be keri ye wole ni nada kapa ko move bar hanwo akoleata pour ka motol sambaje bar biring manonata wole ni dulake wole ni Julakay akuma kanyi story ngollo ngamba dan la minare aynana ayta ayesi ayemira ko la même manka jawti la même manka sate de mimbe investment bayla mimbe development of bayla bar nga ko samba silola ayna ani la mesi ani birka American sul ninga ko tamandi hana la fita nse extension okay bar atela famina na mo woke well abe ko yala pour la famina ay wosoto fana.
Have you been given any indication as to when a reply to your petition will come forth?
We were there last week, Monday, as I said, and they told us, I think this was minuted to the Deputy Permanent Secretary, and surprisingly, he himself, during the meeting, said he was in Lamin to check, a spot check of that area.
Okay.
That Julakay wanted to do this recent encroachment. And then we left the office. They said, okay, they are going to work on it. But they called our chairman to say that they want to see us, the VDC, on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be going there to listen to what...
In 48 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they are saying, after... anyway, let me stop at that. We'll go and see them. Listen to what they will tell us.
Right. Well, listen, good luck, and thank you very much for coming. Yusufa Joseph Gomez, the secretary to the Lamin VDC, Village Development Committee, and Bakari Babai Bojang, good man with a terrible elder brother, close aid to the Lamin Alcalo. Thank you very much for the clarification. I hope that after today, it will be Jojo rather than war between you and Julakay, that he will come over, all right, and start this conversation to which you've invited him. That brings our program to a close today. Thank you very much for watching.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
If you're an entrepreneur and your business is not yet registered, if you're looking to grow your registered business, or you're an accomplished professional, our Elevate program supports you with access to finance, access to markets, access to capacity building. Sign up now or refer a friend at ecobank.com/elevate. Elevate by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Vif lay fay sant yàlla. looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.